What's going on out there, all you dads and all you moms? Welcome to the Fade You podcast. This is episode 131. We're recording on Tuesday, April 12th, 2022. Thank you so much for listening to our show. We hope you enjoy it. Just a regular old episode here with myself and a couple of my dads. My name is Matthew James. You can follow me on Twitter at MatthewJames87. Joining me on tonight's pod from Cypress, California, Joseph Hamill. He of the owner of a pretty sick golf sim that we busted out the other day after watching 18 at Augusta. We played 18 ourselves.
Yeah,
Joe, pretty good time.
Was a great time, man. Was a great time. Cypress, California, home of Tiger Woods, who looked like he was literally dead walking up the 18th fairway. But you got to respect him.
He looked 90 years old for sure, but he cashed a bet for me. Follow Joe on Twitter at Joe_knows____. Now, the guy I took $100 from is none other than Chris Duke. He of the, it was supposed to be a double shot, but Chris, you had to get a little creative with that. You decided that you wanted to go yug, then shot, which was pretty hot in the hairpiece, I got to say.
Yeah, mix it up, do a little hard ale, a little Lagunitas, IPA, get the buzz going on a Master Sunday. So thank you for taking my money, Matthew. And it was a pleasure playing the sim with you guys. And it was a great Sunday with the dads.
Chris is on Twitter.
It was almost like a Boilermaker, except for he didn't pour it in the beer, I guess. The fucking shot and beer combo. Okay, cool. Fucking douchebag, Chris.
Matt, are you there?
Yeah, no, Joe had a great idea. He said you got to put the shot in the beer now.
I don't know. What's a Boilermaker? I'll fuck with the Boilermaker.
It's when you pour the beer or the shot into the beer and then you chug it.
Does it matter what the liquor is? What was I doing? Jack? I think Jack in that.
I don't think it matters.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. Next time we're betting $100 in a Boilermaker,
Matt. Next month with PGA, which, according to my sources, we may have some Fade You dads live at the PGA Championship in Tulsa. You could tell Tiger yourself that you got $100 riding on him to make another cut. So, Chris is on Twitter at HazmatSuit23 for those who don't know. And I guess we want to start with the Masters and recap that a little bit. Obviously, Tiger fell apart on the weekend. Chris, so the bet, for those who maybe didn't listen to the last pod, Chris and I wagered, friendly wager, dad on dad, that Tiger, I said Tiger would make the cut. Chris said Tiger would miss the cut. It was $100 and a double yug. Do you feel like you kind of got cheated, Chris? He scrapped 2 rounds together to make the cut and then obviously fell apart over the weekend. Watching him play on the weekend, do you feel like you should have won that bet? Or do you feel like Tiger Thursday, Friday, Tiger Saturday, Sunday, completely different?
Yeah, a little different. I still had it dialed because, I should have faded him on Sunday too with Bubba, but I did fade him on Saturday against Kisner. And that was, I made my money back, put 100 and something on it. And he just played let's just face it. He went out and shot a 1 under on Thursday. Good for him. Fuck it. Like Joe said, he scrambled like crazy. It could have been a 1 or 2 over, and maybe he didn't make the cut, but good for him. He figured out how to make some birdie. He made a sick putt on 16 for birdie, and he figured out a way to make the cut. So good for him. It's good for golf.
So how do we feel about the Masters overall? Was it it's always a good Masters, right? It kind of ended on the 12th hole on Sunday when Cam was wet and we're all staring at each other. How do these guys always hit it short on 12 with everything on the line? We just don't understand it. Obviously it's the Masters. It's great, but when it's a runaway like that, do we lose a little bit? What do you think, Joe? Assess this Masters overall.
It was a good Masters. I don't think it was a great Masters. What it was missing was the drama on the back nine after the 12th. It was pretty much over, other than the Rory chip in, which kind of got it close, but Scheffler just could not fuck up, man. I mean, 4 putts on 18, but goddamn, other than that, the dude was nails. And Cam Smith just proved he isn't ready for a green jacket, even though he was trying to be all-time dad for us, because us degenerates were firing holes. We bet on 5 of the first 7 holes.
That was electric. Winning the first
amazing.
2. It was
With Cam with the long putts to cash our bets through the first 2. And the second one wasn't even like win the hole, it was a draw bet, which is even better.
Well, and
unbelievable.
Chris, you can talk about this. The crazy thing about when you're live betting holes like this is you have to bet the hole on the hole prior. So like if you want to bet the second hole like we did, because we thought we had a good read on it. We were like, all right, Scotty doesn't always hit these draws right. Cam hits a draw. He might be longer. He might have an eag putt. So for us to bet on the second hole, you have to bet it when they're in the first fairway. So you're really, I mean, a bunch of stuff can happen in between the hole you're actually betting on and when you fire the bet. So I don't know if it gets more degen than betting live holes, but Chris, would you agree you really haven't lived until you have live bet hole after hole after hole?
Oh man, it's great too, especially when you got a guy that's behind and you're getting plus money, right? We were getting plus 220, and so it didn't even matter. Even if we won one and lost one, you're coming out on top. And it ended up we went 2-0 to start, and then pissed a little back, but at the end, I think I ended up making a tad off it. It was just so fun because yeah, like you said, you're just straight to degening. You're hoping, and then you've got guys you never know, and then Chef makes a good chip, and then he misses his birdie. Cam's got a long birdie on 2, and it ends up going birdie to start and hits us for both. So it was just great. So we went plus 220 back to back or whatever, and it was just it is it's like a nerf. It's like a glorified nerfy, right? Because you're like all you have is about 5 or 10 minutes to sweat, and it's over. You're like, all right, on to the next one. So
yeah, that was amazing. Fun. And it's a shame we don't have like the sportsbook app offers betting fairways, which I think is fucking incredible. So maybe when we get a legal sportsbook in California, we can have that bet too, because that would just be, or like bet, greens in regulation would be amazing as well.
You mean when we're 50 and we're the 50th state to get a legal book?
We'll never have it.
No. I mean, Joe, last thing on the Masters, you got to tip your cap to Scheffler, right? Like Scheffler was the square play of the week, apparently. Like all the sharp guys were like, oh no, like all the public's going to fire Scheffler to win to top 5. And you got to give the dad some credit for really since Super Bowl weekend at Waste Management, just pulling his cock out over and over and over. Unreal, and 4 times now. I mean, what a heater.
He's got 4 wins in the last 60 days.
After having no wins on tour going into this year.
Yeah,
incredible.
He's on a stretch, man. And the books probably got, or at least had to get murked, man, because the squarest play was Tiger making the cut, which hit. So everybody got paid on that. And then, I mean, we kind of pissed Jeff off on Twitter because I was saying let's fire on Saturday, Sunday, Tiger overs, and both of them hit easily. So it was like, it was easy to fade him on the weekend, but I don't know how many people were firing that for the books to get their money back. But goddamn, and then they got to pay out Scheffler, the world's number 1, another square bet. So I'm sure the books are hurting on Sunday night, at least on the golf side.
So we'll look forward to the PGA Championship next month in Tulsa, home of our Murse. We need to have Riley back on here soon.
Yeah, we do. Our Murse, he's usually too busy. Plus the time change, and the dad gets drunk a lot. So
yeah, all the more we need maybe the drunk dad. Maybe he can make a little cameo here.
That was the last time he was on, is when he was
true.
Highly intoxicated, and the next day he didn't even remember being on.
We will have to get a full comprehensive PGA Championship from Southern Hills preview from the Murse. Look for that here in a few weeks. A win in May is the PGA.
Yeah, we can do a lookout because I'm gonna fly out there on a Friday and we're gonna go on the weekend. So we'll do one before and then we'll do a nice post, and we should have some nice lanyards. The PGA hookup guy that Freck has will get us, and we're gonna see. We'll post Fade You Sports. You guys pay attention, and we'll have some good coverage from old Tulsa.
Can't wait for that. That'll be coming up here in a few weeks in May. So, all right, let's transition a little bit and talk some baseball. Speaking of baseball, so we're recording this on a Tuesday night. Later this week, we are going to have probably a top 3 all-time guest thus far on our, no offense to our other guests, but our guest coming up later this week is absolutely killing it. And should we say who it is, or should we just leave that and tease it so that people look out for it? All 20 people that listen.
Let's just say she is royalty. We can say that. She is royalty and may have just gotten a job with a certain network that covers professional baseball.
That's true. So we will have a very special episode we're recording later this week. We'll probably drop that either Friday or this weekend. Absolutely can't wait. But baseball so far. So obviously we have a very short sample size of like 4 or 5 games. And I guess we should start with this. He may have, thrown everybody off the scent when he pitched a gem in Arizona the other day. But this is the Fade You podcast. Joe, how many earned runs for our boy you tonight?
9 earned through
in how many innings?
1 2/3. Yeah, I was texting Matt earlier today. I said, hey dude, I don't give a fuck if I'm stubborn. I'm firing the Giants team total over. It was only 3.5 and they had scored 6 total runs in the previous 4 games. And I'm like, look, this is like, I have to do it at this point. It's just an obligation. Like, fandom aside, it just makes sense. And yeah, it was cashed before the first inning was even over.
Chris, does it get any better than fading you?
No, it's a great thing. He's always inflated. Everyone probably looked at why are the Giants minus 120 with you on the mound? Well, there's a reason, folks, and you saw it in the first 2 innings.
Yeah, I have a Padres buddy that's actually at the game, and he texted me like 5 minutes before the first pitch, and he's like, man, how is Yu Darvish a dog against Cobb? And I'm like, dude, have you seen his home and road splits from last season? Like, it's bad. And he goes, oh, I'm going to bet the Padres anyways. Well, how did that work out?
Am I seeing this right? That his first start at Arizona, he did not allow a hit over 6 innings?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was right. That's right. Because our certain person that's going to be in our podcast also faded you that day as well, and we got an L that day, which sucked. But yeah, man, he's not going to go throw a gem every time, especially if he's on the road. So
well, that's what I texted you, John. I'm like, is he really going to put two gems together on the road in a row? And he certainly did not do that tonight in San Francisco. But let's talk about what we're seeing so far in Major League Baseball. Quick things. I guess the big story has been unders so far. Going into Tuesday's games, unders were hitting around 60%. That is quite strong.
Sanity.
And this was from Mitch Moss that I saw on Twitter earlier today, that there were 13 teams in the big leagues, almost half the teams hitting under 215 going into Tuesday's game. So, Joe, what people usually say is that early in the season, hitters have the leg up on pitchers, and that has certainly not been the case when you look at how poorly some teams are hitting and how these unders are cashing. Do you have an explanation for why this may be happening?
No, I don't. I'm shocked, to be honest with you. I thought the exact opposite and gotten hosed a couple times already. But yeah, I mean, if you look at guys like dude, like Cleveland, the Indians, they're as a team, they're hitting over 300 right now. So, and they've scored a shitload of runs again today. So it's, even though Cincinnati's a homer dome, but yeah, it's crazy, man. It's a small sample size, so everything will even out eventually, or they'll start lowering these totals, right?
Yeah. What do you think, Chris? It's, probably going to take the books a little bit to adjust total. They're not sad about unders hitting at all. We talk about on the show a lot. Public loves firing faves and overs, right? These Yankees overs on Sunday Night Baseball that everybody loves so much. They were on against the Red Sox. Sunday goes under. What do you think's going on here?
Yeah, like you said, they're not crying about unders, that's for sure. And you look at the Dodgers and Rockies, had I think 2 out of the 3 games there when they're in Mile High went under, and so they love it. They know the public's gonna hammer that, and so they're not. I agree with Joe. They'll adjust, but they're not going to be as quick to adjust if teams are going on as they will if, like, in the NBA when they're flying over, they're just making 222s into 230s real quick just to have these games go under. So I think they're okay, and they know it probably regress because we talked about having those, universal DH. You'd feel like there'd be more runs scored, but that's not the case. It's another fade you narrative. So it's good to see. We love, we talk about it. We love, I was talking to a guy on Twitter the other day. He's like, God, it's hard to take unders. But I told him in the Natty, with the Kansas and UNC, it went under. And I said, clank, clank. And he laughed. So we love our unders, pitching duels. So it's good to see.
We do love our unders. Some of us more than others, including yours truly, the Willem Dafoe gif. Every time I think about betting an under, we're looking at maybe some USFL unders this weekend. If anybody else is going to degen the USFL, which is starting, if you have a book that offers that right now, because ours doesn't for some reason, Chris, fix it. Looking for USFL unders and Willem Dafoe gifts galore. So what else in baseball? Anything else you're noticing so far, Joe? I mean, really early, teams played 1 series.
Yeah. Bullpen ERAs are kind of insanity right now. Colorado's is less than 1. They have 2 earned runs and 18 innings pitched. So that's a narrative I'm definitely going to be looking at. If Colorado's in the lead or maybe they're tied and it's not too much juice, you fire the other team late in the game to see if they're that. I mean, that bullpen is just unsustainable, and they are scum. So maybe that's going to be a spot to fade a somewhat decent bullpen or a good bullpen. But yeah, just finding spots like that, it's early to take advantage of, And
Chris, I know one thing that you're going to look at is when we have a really small sample size of games like this, like around 7 to 10, even a little more, you're going to look for spots where like you've got a worse record team. Like let's say somebody starts 5-8 or something like that, and you're going to see them favored over a team that might be overperforming, like a -130, -135. You're going to look for spots like that. I feel like that's kind of your thing, right?
Yeah, for sure. You look for that early. I mean, even today, did you see Smiley went out and pitched one for the Cubos? So it's cool to always keep an eye on those pitchers that really have historically had really bad ERAs and are not good at winning games, like the Smileys and the Bundys and the Cobbs, and they get traded all over the place. And it's cool to keep an eye on them early and see if they come out kind of hot, and then you could maybe fade them, or if they come out bad, maybe they'll regress. But all those pitchers have come out pitching pretty well to start, and so I'll be looking to see if they're a little overvalued too, for sure.
Who was it? Was it Bundy yesterday? Is that the one that every single person on earth was fading on Twitter? And he pitched it.
Yeah, that was kind of fit the model you were talking about, where like, why is he favored, right? Like, why are they favored -130 or whatever, and he goes out and takes care of flex. And again, like Joe said, look at these guys' home road splits. A lot of people are really a lot better at home than they are on the road.
Yeah, and I continue to stress, work out, if you're going to fade a guy, like just do the first 5, either the opponent's team total or the money line on the opponent, if you're going to fade for first 5. So, that's just, and if you're going to go overs too, overs full game are a lot better than overs or unders full game. So,
well, no discussion of Major League Baseball would be complete if we did not talk about hairpieces. There are some just unreal salads that some of these guys are rocking. So what we've asked Joe and Chris to do, the hairpiece thing, for those that don't know, and Chris, you can add on to this. Chris has been obsessed with hairpieces for a long time. Chris may have what we call a BS, but that's okay. We still love him. But Chris wanted people to rock hair pieces at the bachelor party. It was kind of hit or miss right there. Chris, what do you want to add to the I don't know if obsession is the right word. I don't know. Maybe it's just appreciation for a nice piece.
Hey, I wore the hairpiece at the batch the whole entire time. I never took that fucker off.
Joe won I said whoever wears the best piece to my bachelor party gets a bottle. I got a Maker's Mark. He won that competition. He had like a 1980s like poison fucking epic ass piece, whatever it was. It was godlike.
Yeah, I still have it. I lost the headband. It came with the headband, but I lost the headband mid batch.
Brett Michaels and shit. It was great. But my obsession, it came with some of my buddies from high school. We went to Vegas, and we just, for whatever reason, they wanted to take fucking Hawaiian shirts and they all had different hair pieces. We went one time with Murse Riley and he got one and it looked hilarious. So we just had this thing where like, it's hilarious when you show up with like mustaches and hair pieces. So when you see, my obsession is hilarious when you see a guy that actually has a piece that's not a wig. It's just like, damn, that guy's just got crazy flowing hair. So that's why we're always amazed by that. And that's why we love Cam Smith, because not only does he have a great piece, he has a stash to go with it. So it's great. But yeah, the MLB has great pieces.
I think the better sport as far as hair pieces obviously is the NHL. They have the best hair by far, but
back
MLB
in the day, the hockey back in the day, to some extent now, but oh my God, back in the day when those guys would rock mullets, like Yager's hair, is like some of the best of all time I've ever seen in my life.
Well, have you ever seen on YouTube? There's this fucking dude that for like the past 15 years, he does the all Minnesota high school hockey hairpiece video. And it's like 10 minutes long. And it's the all state players from Minnesota high school. And he just rates their hair pieces 1 to 10 or 10 to 1. It's fucking hilarious. And it gets like 10 million views every video. And it's like super anticipated. If you guys look it up, seriously, I'm not fucking around. Watch the video on YouTube. You'll laugh your ass off. But that's how we feel when we see these MLB hair pieces.
Chris, that sounds like something that you got to check out maybe late at night with some lotion or something like that.
I think Joe did. Someone sent that. It was hilarious. He goes through like
I've definitely
the different
sent it.
Styles. Yeah.
I've definitely sent it. Yeah.
That's incredible. So what we've asked Joe and Chris to do is come up with their top 3 hair pieces in Major League Baseball. And I know they have some honorable mentions as well. So Joe, do you want to start with your number 3 piece in the big leagues?
Yeah, my number 3 piece is a little bit of a homer pick, and probably anybody could guess this would be Brandon Crawford. Even though everybody complains that it's kind of greasy, but fucking A, it looks good out there at shortstop, and it's looked good out there for 10 plus years. So gotta love it, man. Brandon Crawford will be my number 3 piece.
Now, Chris, you don't love the greasiness doesn't do it for you though, do you? How do you feel about Crawford?
No, Crawford's got a great piece. I do joke with Joe, but I shouldn't be mad because, I have a curly hair and, I'm a greasy kind of Jew like hair type too. So I got to love it. Crawford, I'm just jealous. So that's all it is.
And Crawford, I mean, he's a UCLA guy, like SoCal, like he fits the part,
Yeah.
So I think that it adds to the piece, the background.
And I mean, one thing you got to give Crawford credit for is just longevity, right? I mean, he's
had it forever since he was a rookie. He's never cut it. Well, he's cut it, but it's been in play for a long time.
Age is like a fine wine, Dad. Crawford, that's a very worthy submission there. Chris, how about you? Who's your number 3 piece?
I'm gonna go a little bit off the radar. It's not off the radar, but it's something that I found recently, and I've always liked him. I'm an NL West guy. I like the Rockies, Mile High. I like Story. My boy Charlie Blackmon, I got to give it to him just because he has the piece with the disgustingly awesome beard to go with it. So it's like Zach Brown with the hairpiece. You got to love it. So go Charlie Blackmon.
what's kind of sick too is he does the old Jared Allen. He puts like the slashes on the side of his head. Have you seen that? He'll put like
No.
racing stripes on his head.
Oh,
Because the
hell yeah.
side is the side is like is short, so he puts stripes in the side. I think that's pretty badass. But I feel like that's just too easy of a pick because he's been known to have wild hair for a while now.
I thought he started out with more of a beard, and then I thought I saw like his hair to go with it, and I was like, holy shit, he's going all out with this mountain man look, you know.
I mean, hey,
he
when
does
you
look
just
like a fucking like a mountain man for sure, a lumberjack of sorts.
the big ass beard, long hair mountain man look is pretty godlike. I mean, we were talking in our group text earlier. I think it was Kmart talking about not having chest hair or anything like that. But there is something to be said, Chris, for just a big, just hairy, manly man like Charlie.
So sick, and he's playing at Mile High. So, but did he go to the Angel? Is he on? Why am I not? Is he on the Angels, or did he go back to the Rockies?
No, but the Angels do have a guy. I don't know if you guys even are familiar. Marsh.
That's what it was. Yeah, okay.
Marsh kind of.
It's like Marsh is Blackman's long lost brother.
I swear to
He's
fuck,
like,
they could be. Yeah.
He's like kind of the he's like wannabe fucking Charlie.
Right.
Yeah, Blackman's the original for sure, but Marsh is he's pretty close, pretty damn close. All right, Joe, give us your number 2.
A new guy to the hair major league scene will be Beshette. Even though I think he's kind of an ugly looking motherfucker, but his hair is sick. It's kind of like thin, but it just looks amazing. Like it's flowing. It's a great. It's a good look. That picture I sent you guys of him and his hair flowing with sunglasses on, like it made my underpants feel a little bit funny when I sent that.
Chris, you approve of this one? Beshette, pretty nice piece.
Pretty great. I like it.
I like how you went Crawford third, and then you went Beshette second, Joe. So you got one of the old guard, and then you got the youth coming in here at number 2. That's nice.
It seems like there's a lot of middle infielders that have sick hair.
Maybe it's when they turn the double play or when they dive or something, you just see the hair flowing like that. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
It's got to be like when you're at a shortstop, it's the diving player turning a double play, like running across, hitting the base, throwing across your body like that. Look, that's a really good look.
Chris, who you got at number 2?
So I got it. So number 2, I'm gonna go with Matt Strahm, formerly of the Padres, and now I think he's on Boston. But my God, does he have some Kentucky waterfalls going down in the backside of his fucking head.
Dude, I just Googled Matt Strahm and he's not even coming up.
No, Strahm. It's hilarious. I wish I could.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you not see? Look at the one when he's in his Red Sox hat. It looks like Cocker Spaniel ears.
Yeah.
It
does look like it, dude. I just feel like there's a lot of relievers that have that same exact hair. Like Josh Hader, same hair. And I feel like that kind of devalues it a little bit because it's the fucking guy that just pitched for the Padres right now. I think he's Indian and he has that hair too, which is a wild look. But
their reliever, I mentioned to you guys last night, that Pierce guy. But yeah, this guy's is longer and Hader's is like blonde. This guy's is like a little darker brown. I like that it's like a little more brown. Usually you get guys with like blonde hair, but this dude, it's funny. There's a picture of him pitching. It's like flowing like a dog running in the wind. So it's hilarious.
Right.
This is what
like not bad.
DeGrom's hair used to be like that, right? Maybe not as long, but kind of similar.
No,
right?
Dude, DeGrom's was long as hell. It was down to like his nips.
Shit, is that right, Chris? Do you remember it the same way?
That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but it was down there.
It was pretty darn long, yeah.
God damn, I don't know why he got it cut. Any coincidence that after he cut his hair, now he's nothing but injured all the time?
Gotta
Maybe
leave
correlation
the piece.
there. Gotta leave the piece. All right.
Yeah, you got to leave the piece.
Number one hairpiece in the big leagues, Joe.
The NL Rookie of the Year, Jonathan India. Another middle infielder, just
That's a good
amazing hair. He had it up in like a ponytail when he was playing, which is even more hilarious. But oh my God, when that thing's down, it is a sight to behold.
We were sharing a image, I think from opening day or one of the first couple days of India. I texted to the group. I was like, holy motherfuck, this guy's got an incredible hairpiece. And then when we were at your place on Sunday watching, he had it fucking up in a bun. It was insane. The versatility of the piece, that counts for something as well.
Oh yeah, and you know that's like au natural too. He's just like, fucking, I'm not cutting this shit.
Ever.
There's no product in there. That's just what it is.
Incredible. That's a tough one to top, Chris, but are you gonna give it a go?
So I'm gonna go just because I'm super loving of all races and all colors and shapes and sizes. I'm gonna go with the tie between our boy on one of the shittiest franchises in the league, Freddie Galvis, and Andrew McCutchen with their gorgeous black dreaded hair pieces that they've had. I mean, McCutchen's had it. I got to give it to McCutchen because he's never got rid of it. Has he? Hasn't he had it?
Yeah, he has. He cut it.
Did he cut it?
He cut it a couple of years ago. He didn't have it when he was on the Giants. He shaved it. He had a short hair.
Did he shave on the Giants?
Yeah.
Okay, I know on the Phillies and on the Pirates he had that shit.
It was sick. I mean, but if you're gonna,
it's funny.
If you're gonna do like hair like that, you got to throw in like Vladdy Jr. You got to throw in Fernando Tatis.
His is just a little. His is just a little fucking short. For Vladdy Jr. is just a little shorter. McCutchen just flows a little better. I also forgot it. I know we'll go into honorable mentions, but god damn, he looks like a peacock. Lourdes Gurriel is hilarious too. But,
it looks like he straightens it. It's just
a female straightener before the game.
Yeah, it's just a wild look. When he takes it off, it literally goes up like a porcupine.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like the dude just must never sweat when he plays because it just looks crazy.
Yeah, it's like dry because it's got to be dry to pop up. Yeah, so God bless them. There's a lot of guys that have great pieces. I'm jealous. Mine doesn't grow that long. Mine just curls.
McCutchen's nice though. Bonus points there for being a former MVP as well. So honorable mentions, Joe. I know you got a few.
Syndergaard, just because that shit was outrageous. Bryce Harper, great hair, great beard,
unreal hair.
Probably like the best beard I've ever seen in my life. Like that thing is so perfectly grown in on his face. It's just a wild look. And then our dad John Gant, who we love to fade.
Like Gant.
Remember him? He's got good ass hair. Honestly, one of my favorite players, but he kind of cut it, and that's what disappointed me, is Dansby Swanson. Dude, he used to have arguably the best hair in all the majors. It was curly, it stuck out, it looked good, and he fucking cut it. It's like short now, and I don't like that. That's probably why he sucks now.
What about you, Chris? Honorable mentions. You had some former players that you wanted to shout out, right?
Yeah, some formers that just, God, I wish they still had made these pieces. Mr. Worth.
Oh my God. Jason Worth.
Jason Worth. He had the Blackman look going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was good.
Flowing. I'm looking at him on one of his last years on the Nationals. His beard to flow ratio, salad piece was absolutely sick. And let's not forget one of the sickest, Johnny Damon, my dear Lord, when he let that piece grow.
Johnny Damon, yeah.
And then when he went to the Yankees and cut it, it was just a tragedy.
He looked like the guy from the old, like, what the fuck
the
was
caveman
insurance company?
Yeah, no, you're right.
That was
the
Johnny
caveman.
Damon.
Yeah.
That was Johnny Damon. That was not like CGI. It was fucking
Damon's was great when he was on the A's, and then when he went to Boston, he just like found a whole nother stratosphere. It was unbelievable.
How do we feel? Okay, this one I'll never get out of my head. I just remember when Bronson Arroyo did the cornrows?
Oh my God, he did the cornrows. Yeah,
I feel like white guy cornrows is just a fucking horrible look in almost every instance.
Who's done that in the NBA, Chris? Do you remember the white guy cornrows? Oh my God, it's escaping me right now.
Was he a halfie? I forget. I know I'd probably know the name, but
I can't believe I can't think of it right now.
God, Johnny Damon's hairs. I'm looking at some, like you said, when he's on the Red Sox. Hilarious.
Who else you got, Chris? You got anybody else?
Who's the other? I saw one, and I wish he still had it. He's a fade guy for me, but you guys got to look up one where he's like leaning down. I don't know if it's Memorial Day. It's a badass like Padres uniform, but Paddock has this sick ass like top piece.
Oh yeah,
goes down to like a mole, and it's hilarious. He apparently made the 2021 All NBA baseball hair team, so good for him.
That's pretty much all he made.
Exactly.
A couple former players. I mean, being in the Bay Area, Coco Crisp.
Oh,
he had the fucking afro.
Yep.
That was pretty sick. And then probably my favorite of all time is John Kruk.
Oh man, that's going way back. Crucky.
He had the mullet.
Yep.
He had the mullet and the belly, and fuck, that was a good. Or another good one, Randy Johnson.
I was just gonna say Randy. Yeah,
on
the big
the
unit.
Mariners.
Yeah. Wow.
Probably the best nickname of all time. Maybe that's the next. The next top three is best nicknames.
Yeah, maybe
the
that'll
big unit is
the unit piece.
That's an all-time nickname, dude.
So good. So good. Oh my God. All right. The hairpiece discussion was phenomenal.
That down, Matt.
I will.
Write that down, Matt. We have to do best nicknames.
Nicknames for sure.
And Joe, I remember we were driving back from Vegas, March Madness, and we looked up the greatest sports names. We found a shit of names like Cockpiece Johnson and shit like Dick Long and stuff. Great.
Dude, we were dying laughing the whole time looking at those fucking best. It was the best names in sports history. It was like Dick Trickle and a couple other good ones.
Yeah. Best nicknames will be definitely featured on a future episode. But you guys listening, if you find anybody who we didn't mention that's got a great hairpiece, baseball or another sport, make sure you @Fade U Sports in that, and we'll get some greater appreciation going throughout gambling Twitter on hairpieces. See if we can make that happen.
Hairpieces, beards, mustaches, all that. Anything that has to do with the headpiece, just add us, and we'll love it.
A lot of stuff that the dads over at Fade U can't do.
Except for we don't discuss red. If it's red, it doesn't. It gets thrown out. Nobody gives a fuck about red hair. Just because it's red doesn't make it good. Disgusting. Looks terrible. He needs to cut it.
I feel like we need Jared here to push back on that.
Jared doesn't have any hair.
Our Ginge. We need our Ginge here to defend him.
He's got a red beard, but that's all his hair is on his body, is on his face.
Last thing with baseball, we want to kind of start to do this. We're not going to do multiple episodes most weeks. So we'll look back at the last few days, maybe opening weekend of baseball. We're going to kind of have a hero or a dad of the week. And for our inaugural dad of the week, I don't think there's possibly any other choice other than, we talked about our love for the snake gif. It's probably our favorite gif. The Bronco head, Chris, is a close second probably. Mm-hmm. But the snake,
for sure.
The snake is for sure number one. The Diamondbacks were dead. Was that the first game? Was that opening day?
Yeah.
I think
they were dead.
Opening day.
What were they down?
They were down 4-2, I think.
Going into the ninth.
Or maybe 3-0. Fuck, I think it was 3-0. I don't remember. I'd had several alcoholic beverages at that point. But
well, it's funny you mentioned
my
that
God.
because one man had the stones to get up there and pull his cock out and hit a walk-off home run, and his name is Seth Beer. How could it be anyone else, Joe?
Dude, that was so to bring Jared back into the conversation here. Jared is an Arizona Diamondbacks fan. Before the 9th inning, when they were down, I texted Jared before the inning started. I said, hey, we need to get Seth Beer jerseys before the fucking inning. And Jared was like, can't, it's going to be a long season. Answered my text. Dude, I'm sending him like the little eyeball emojis every time there was like two walks, base hit, and then the homer. And it was just oh my God, them coming back and winning was just amazing. Him walk off homer on National Beer Day, and your name's Seth Beer. Dude, I looked at DHgate, that
So
shitty
sick.
website, and you could get his jersey for like $30. I'm like, how do I not do this? Even though it's going to be like a Chinese one that has like, it's like going to be like a fucking 5XL. Probably spell everything wrong on it.
Chris, Seth Beer. I mean, it just you couldn't write a better script than that.
That's so sick. I mean, we talk about epic dad moments. I mean, what a sick. They're down. They haven't scored a fucking run until the bottom of the 9th, and he hits a walk-off fucking granny. Well, no, he hit a walk-off 2 or 3 runner. Yeah, so it was tied, and he comes up and hits a 2-run bomb in the bottom of the 9th to give him the 4-2 victory. So sick.
Yeah, that was amazing. Such a good moment. I was texting Jared, just like, did I call that? You're what, you motherfucker? Oh man. And I had Diamondbacks. I'd bet on them. So I sent like 5 consecutive snake gifts to the group chat.
There were a lot of snake gifts that night. And the dad has not had a hit since. He's 0 for 1 the next day on the 8th, and then he was 0 for 4 on the 9th, and he hasn't played since. So Seth Beer, dad of the week from last week.
Beer, some ABs.
Yeah, gotta get him in there.
He earned it.
Absolutely.
He probably got some ABVs after that hit.
All right. Well,
Speaking of our snakes, they're tied 1-1 right now. They're poop. They're home dogs again. Let's see if they can pull it out against the old Stros, my lads.
They're going to be home dogs quite a lot.
Yes. Awesome. There will not be a lack of opportunities to take the snakes as home dogs, but hopefully lots of snake gifts this baseball season. All right, let's get this one all finished up because Joe needs to go make love to his beautiful wife. So we will go ahead. We will go ahead and get this one in the books. Follow us on Twitter at FadeU Sports. The YouTube is in our Twitter bio. We're starting to try to get that going. The TikTok is at Fade University. We do have that trademark, and we are damn well going to use it. Chris, I think you're up to almost 400 views on your Yug and S from Sunday, paying that bet.
There you go, man. People love it. Sports content. Let's grow, and sports betting and dad-like behavior with hairpieces, you know?
Definitely. So we will have another pod later this week with our very awesome guest, one of our new absolute best friends here at Fade U for sure. Look for that to drop later this week. Subscribe to the pod if you liked our hairpiece discussion. Let's get that going on Twitter. And I think that's about it, boys. Chris, just remind everybody what happens sometimes when you bet on poop like those Arizona Diamondbacks.
Sometimes you step in it and there's a weird aroma, but don't be afraid, dads and moms.